What's good, y'all? Today, we'll be reacting about the top 10 most insane phones. Can y'all please like and subscribe? And shout out to Mr. Who's the Boss. And let's get right into it. Road to 10K.
What's up guys, and today we are talking about limited edition smartphones. This list is going to start off pretty expensive, pretty impressive, but as we go down, these phones are going to get more and more absurd. So as always, if you do enjoy this video, don't forget to smash that subscribe button down below for more stuff like this, and with that being said, let's get started. So the first one is by HTC. They made a custom One M8 smartphone. That was kind of around the time when the company was doing a little bit better in the smartphone market, and this phone was really something. They partnered with the designers from Funk, and they created a custom full art engraved device. So they still had the normal metal unibody, but there was a pattern engraved into it. And elaborate doesn't even quite cover it. It's not going to be for everyone, but if you are into those kind of artworks, then it really is something to look at. Number 9 is the Huawei Mate 10 Porsche design. And Huawei actually started their cooperation with this company last year with the Huawei Mate 9. They have just extended it with the Mate 10. So this phone comes with a ceramic feel to it, different colour scheme, as well as a seriously impressive unboxing experience. Not only that, but it's covered in Porsche branding, Porsche software, Porsche themed icons. A lot of effort has been put into the special edition, but at the same time the reason it's not higher on the list is because it is essentially a reskinned Mate 10 Pro. And considering that specification wise it's almost identical, it is a tough sell for that much more money. So then we've got the Moto Z 2018 Kingsman Special Edition. So this is a reskinned Moto Z2 Force to be released in China, but based off the Kingsman 2 film that was recently released. And although you've got to be quite careful when you use the term value for money when you're talking about limited edition smartphones.
Guys, to be honest, I can't wait until I see there's a phone in 2018. They were making phones that have cameras that pop out like out of nowhere. I don't know how. Like they just pop out. I want to see one of those in the limited editions.
You are getting at least a fair bit for the extra you pay. The phone arrives in a custom briefcase. You're getting a battery mod, you're getting a wireless charging mod, you're getting hi-fi headphones, and a leather case. And the phone looks very similar to the standard edition of the phone, which is to say very nice. I really like the way this phone looks, but with some subtle gold accents. So it's not a huge departure, but it is a welcome one. Also announced very recently is the OnePlus 5T Star Wars edition.
Star Wars?
And I kind of like the direction the company's gone with this, because limited editions tend to be subtle tweaks from the normal phone, but this one is a complete makeover. Whilst the OnePlus 5T was only released in one colour, Midnight Black, the Star Wars edition is going to be white with red accents, and I think that looks badass. We've then got the Oppo R11 Barcelona Football Club edition, which is going to sound like a really odd collaboration, but when you pick the phone up for the first time, it'll make sense. By using the football club's colours, it is a bright, bold, and extremely unique phone. It also comes with a case, which has etched signatures on it of the club's most iconic players. So if you are a real football fanboy and that is a team you support, this is almost like a must-have smartphone. Now I do have a bit of a soft spot for Star Wars, and so you can imagine I also really liked this phone, the Motorola Droid 2 R2-D2 edition. And this was a really serious departure from the standard phone.
Give me a second.
We've got markings across the front, we've got blue buttons on the sides, and we've got a full...
Let me just put it on auto so we can watch.
...size decal on the rear, and the artwork is intricately detailed, a little bit like the software. When you boot it up, you'll realise you've got exclusive wallpapers, exclusive Star Wars ringtones, as well as an exclusive widget. The company even built a live wallpaper specifically for this smartphone. It'll make you feel like you're sitting in the Millennium Falcon. You'll see all the stars around you, and when you shake the device, it'll show you speeding through them. As a bit of fan service, that is serious attention to detail. Okay, at the time, I really wanted this phone. The next one is the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Iron Man edition. And what made it so special was, at least at the time, Samsung had never made a phone like it. So when someone sees the gold accents, the red body, as well as those curved displays, they almost instantly know what the phone is. There are Iron Man references splattered across the UI, and the phone also comes in a pretty awesome, huge presentation box, which also includes an Iron Man wireless charger, which fine is pretty mainstream now, but 2 years ago when this phone came out was kind of a cool thing. Now a year later, Samsung also made an Injustice Edition Galaxy S7 Edge,
whoa.
which some people might prefer. That also came in a super fancy presentation box and was pretty well received. And whilst that is good, I'm a little bit less into it just because it's a little bit less of a departure from the standard phone. Number 3 is the surprisingly cheap Virtue Ti Ferrari Edition. Now I really do say surprisingly cheap in the loosest sense of the word because the phone is still $12,000. But the reason I say it's surprisingly cheap is because Virtue alone is a company known for making phones going up to £50,000, and they're partnering with Ferrari, which sells cars for millions. So personally I was expecting it to be a little bit more, but obviously it's not pocket money. The exterior is made primarily using red and black leather, and much of the chassis of the phone is made using the same materials that are used in the production process of a Ferrari. So if you really did want that as your dream car, but it's not quite in your budget, I guess this somewhat might satisfy your craving. Number 2 is where things start getting very, very serious. This is the Virtue Signature Cobra. And whilst it's technically still a feature phone, it's not even a smartphone. At $120,000, I think it deserves a place on this list. It's designed by a specialist French jewelry brand, and if it helps, has 439 individual diamonds studded to make a cobra shape on the phone. And it also takes the term limited edition to kind of another level. In total, there were only 8 of these smartphones produced.
Alright,
which kind of means at
there's
any
a
one
reason
time,
why
you would be unlikely to find 2 people in the same country who have this device. On top of that, as a kind of weird way to add value to the device, the company promised that for everyone who bought one, it would be delivered by a helicopter to your doorstep. Okay, number 1. And let me just tell you in advance, this is going to make the Virtue phones seem like really, really good value for money. So when the iPhone 5 was originally released, people were finally glad to see Apple move to a new smartphone body. One that was slimmer and lighter, and felt much more ergonomic in the hands. But one guy clearly saw this as a bit more of an opportunity. So he spent 9 weeks of his own time handcrafting this phone. He used 26 karat black diamond, he used 24 karat gold for most of the body,
that's
and
so much
he used
gold and
sapphire for the
diamonds.
display. How much did it come to?
$15
million. Anyway, thank you guys
I
so
thought
much
it was
for
like
watching.
$15.
It really does mean a lot to me. If you could support me by subscribing, hitting that button below, that would really, really help me out. And with that being said, my name is Aaron, this is Mr. The Boss, and I'm signing out.
Alright y'all, so that's the end of the video. If y'all liked the video, can y'all please like and subscribe? And shout out to Mr. Who's a Boss. And peace!